I think we are going back now on Bram with Logic Apps. You have been having a lot of content about Logic App hybrid deployment, and you have been making interesting content out there, and you are from like one of the first early adapters, would say, jumping into that.
Okay.
So why did you think that this is something interesting, and how do you see that it fits in the landscape
Okay.
and the designs today?
Okay, so first of all, I have to say that I'm a big fan of Kubernetes. So therefore, when I saw that it was possible to run Logic Apps on Kubernetes, I want to understand how it works. So whether it is easy to maintain, if it is easy to scale, and so on. So the first trigger was curiosity. Let me see this new deployment model, how it works. That was the first step. The second step, I am not fan at all about the unit of deployment and unit of scale of Logic App Standard. I don't like it in the sense like scaling with the app service plan and how you manage the density of the app service plan. I'm not a big fan. So then I was wondering, let me see by by potentially moving the workload to AKS, Kubernetes, not AKS, if this how this work, if gives us more flexibility. That it was from my point of view. So why I started looking at it. Of course, from a business point of view, hybrid solution or solution on premises will stay there for a long time for different reasons. So because some industry like I don't know, manufacturing, for example, they have a specific on-premises needs, or if you think about insurances, banks, and all of these things that have mainframes, it never goes away somehow. It's an
Yeah,
It works so well, so it's hard to pull out, I guess.
I think so. I think, and it will enable new type of businesses to jump into that, and hopefully, it will create a new market. And also, I think it will help the developers to understand more about the infrastructure and the hardware of things, because I see a lot of people now they don't even understand the new ones who grow up on the cloud. They don't even know that what's behind the scenes is actually servers and CPUs, and like you have to respect that in many time, and
yeah, yes, true,
which
and
you need to
also
count.
because then when I was digging a little bit, then not only on the technical point of view, you just explore the use cases that can be regulations, some. So you want to have some integration on premises, and also the very old motto that the integration should run close to the system to integrate, and also that. Makes this hybrid model allows to have integration close to this on-premises system, but also to, let's say, to give an answer to other kind of vendors that have these hybrid solutions, right? So far, Microsoft with Logic Apps was offering only something that was able to run in the cloud. Of course, you can use Express Route or whatever kind of connectivity to on-premises, but just like to have this sort of feature parity to be achieved will allow
Exactly.
this kind of scenarios and also disconnected potentially scenarios in the future.
What do you see? Because as I mean, we are located in Sweden, and in a Swedish perspective, this is something very interesting because there's a lot of businesses, of course, in the government and public sector who has BizTalk now, who hasn't seen the cloud as an option, but now it seems like from what we think is that it brings a lot of attention, but somehow it feels like someone needs to take the first step. Everyone is waiting for everyone else in the Nordics. Is our point of view, but from your side of things, how is the attention where you are located, and is this something that business is
It's the
picking up?
same story in every country when there are a highly regulated sector like police, to give an example, those and etc. Those kind of business, they really have a needs for local processing, not only, let's say, a residency, but also really stay in your data centers and give you the ability to just plug the cable in case of problems. So yes, so and this kind of hybrid model. So I believe that it all depends on the success of Azure Local, for example, and the possibility to be disconnected. That kind of offering might be very interesting for this type of sectors. Going to the cloud, now cloud is mature, so those more conservative sector, they can look and take the example of other companies that successfully move their business to the cloud and get confidence. But when there is a regulation, you might be very open to something, but it's a regulation that is protecting
Exactly.
you. So it's a difficult discussion.
But how can we as consultants and integration experts help the public to actually understand what this is and how it can help it? What's the answer that we need to? What's the questions that we need to provide answers to?
That's a difficult question. So the benefits of the cloud are clear. So someone jump into a technology trend or a model, if they can get those benefits, and those benefits is instantaneous infrastructure. So you have all of this power at your fingertip. Of course, I do believe that the Microsoft's cloud is more secure compared to the data center that I might
Server,
have, except the one that are in Switzerland under the mountains. Those kind of vault. And also performances, security update. So again, it depends how much you value that feature of velocity, performance, and security. And if you have to build all of these things your own, is a huge amount of money. So those are the drivers to move to the cloud. Are very the classic drivers since the day one. And then if companies are still reluctant, then there is something else that is blocking them, like regulation.
No, but as you always say, it's the business value and the business what they want. It's still the clients, and I agree with you. I see that it will cost more to have the same scalability if you're gonna have your own servers local, which is it's if the business want that, then
but still, I mean, what we have encountered in our like webinars and everything is that I mean, there's always this unsecurity now. But what does this cost? What does this mean if we do it? And what does this mean if we implement it? It sounds great, but how much does it cost? What's the security? Where's the data? Those kind of questions is something I think that we need to provide easy answers to. Anyhow, it's not easy, but
it is.
Yeah, it's working with
but there are some applications that are better in cloud. There are some other applications that are better to stay where they are, or there is no business value to migrate. So it's not that everything has to go to the cloud.